All right. Well, I need to sip my coffee before we get rolling. That's what Valorie needs. Welcome, welcome, everyone. We're getting started here in just a moment. Okay, I think we're good to go. We've still got a couple of people joining and getting connected, but we will go ahead and get started. Hello, welcome, everyone. My name is Valorie Lewis. I was going to say you're a resident, but I guess I'm not a resident. I'm online. I'm everywhere. Your online psychic medium. And today is Magical Monday Manifestations. Every Monday is Magical Monday Manifestations. This is a free to the public card pull. So go tell all your friends about it. Only tell them if you like it, though. Figure out if you like it first, then go tell them. All right. So today we do Tarot and Oracle card pull for the general public. As a psychic medium, I do tap into the collective energy and then give the reading. So know that if you are here, I do believe you were divinely led here and that some of what I share today will be specifically relevant to you. And that includes those of you who might be watching the replay on YouTube, the recording, because Spirit doesn't really go by our timeline, and time is nonlinear for Spirit. So you can get this message whenever you get this message, and I'm sure it'll be relevant and meaningful to you. Valorie needs more coffee today. All right. Valorie Lewis, Psychic Medium. I said that already. Today's event, we're going to start off with a tarot card pull. We'll do a few tarot cards, then we'll move into oracle cards. Spirit always finds a way to weave its message in the meanings of the cards or in messages that just come through as we're going through the cards. And then after the cards, we'll have a little bit of time left for individual readings. I do one card pulls, and it's just randomly selected participants get the one card pull. And then after we do that, we do what I like to call an energy activation. And this is actual energy work that we do in a group setting, and it's based on whatever comes up during the card pull as far as what Spirit is leading us that we might want to dig into and activate and find the resonant vibration of that before we part ways. So that's kind of how the event will flow today. Let's see. Nev, okay. Just checking the chat. All right, well, let's get going. We've got a lot of decks here. I think I'm going to go with Brit's Third Eye Tarot for the Tarot deck. That's the last minute game time play, y'all. I got two decks here. It was between Brit's Third Eye Tarot, which that's what the graphic looks like, or the Light Seers Tarot. We're going with Brit's. Let's shake it up a little bit. All right. Give me just one moment. I'm going to drop my links in chat real quick here. It's just also going to give you the YouTube link if you want to follow me on YouTube so you can catch those replays. Okay, let's get some tarot cards pulled. I invite you to take a couple of deep breaths on your own. Focus on what messages, clarity, support, advice, guidance you would like to receive from today's reading, especially if you have some questions that you're looking to get clarity or looking to get answers on. Go ahead and silently put those out to the universe, vibrationally, energetically. I will give myself a moment to tune in and be receptive to that. We can get aligned messages for this group today. All right, Spirit, what does this group need to know? Starting with the tarot. Let's go with 4. That's interesting. I think we're going to have 5 tarot cards today. And some of you know, if you've been hanging out with me a lot, sometimes before I even, so I always, when I shuffle, I turn the cards face down. I'm not seeing the cards until I'm ready to see the cards. But oftentimes, just the shuffling, I already get messages in how the cards present themselves, if that makes sense. Like if it's a difficult shuffle and I can't figure out which cards to pull out of the deck, that in and of itself is a clue for me and a message from spirit. So I'll tell you, when I got 3 cards, card number 4 and 5, before I got there, I got this feeling of bumping up against some resistance. And the message that was coming through was someone listening to this message, either here live or maybe listening to the recording. Someone is receiving answers they don't like and bucking up against them instead of accepting those as the answer from spirit. It's like, spirit, should I leave this job that asks me to work 80 hours a week and tells me I'm a shit worker even though I show up? Should I leave? And spirit is like, leave. And you're like, I think I should stay for 2 more weeks. It's that kind of thing. It's the bucking up against what spirit is already telling you. I got that energy before I pulled cards 4 and 5. And the message of that was coming through was, I'm going to have to tell you more than twice and more than one different way in order for it to sink in. So, which is probably why we got 5 cards today instead of the normal, what has been the normal 4 cards. So let's see what spirit's messages are. And let's try our best to be receptive, myself included. My mother used to always call me hard-headed and stubborn. She meant it as a don't be that way kind of thing, but now I kind of flip. I kind of like that I'm hard-headed and stubborn. But not when it comes to spirit's messages. So I'm working on that too. So the first thing we have is the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords. Swords is air energy, thinking, communication, intellect, intelligence, how we communicate with ourselves, and also how we communicate with the world around us. And the 5 of Swords gives me you may have won the battle, but what is it? You may have won the battle, but you've lost the war. It's when you lose sight of why you go into a situation. And again, think air. So think your thought processes, why maybe you started considering a particular plan or a particular goal when you first started thinking about it and trying to bring it into your logical mind so you can make sense of it. Also, communications. Maybe the first time you started communicating with someone about a project, or the first time you started talking to someone, even could be romantic, could be love. Anyway, communication and thought processes. The idea of the 5 of Swords, 5 in the tarot, often represent conflict. And then on the other side of the conflict is the opportunity. And right now it's saying, whatever you started this thing for, you dug your heels in and got really, really focused and really, really determined to see it through. And somewhere along the way, you lost sight of the real reason why you started. Or somewhere along the way, you grew, you shifted, and you're no longer in alignment with it, but you are dug in. You are determined to make it happen. And that's you have lost sight. You have lost sight of what started you on this. It's not the same. Something has shifted. Either you have shifted, the situation has shifted, your reasoning behind it has shifted, and it's no longer in alignment, but you just keep on pushing through. You might win the battle, but you're going to lose the war. You're going to lose the bigger picture of what's actually going on. I am going to go to the book on the 5 of Swords because Spirit is telling me to. What other additional meaning am I missing on this 5 of Swords? Spirit. The lessons move me ahead always. You may have experienced an unexpected loss that has left you a little bit sore. Sometimes life isn't fair, and these inequities can drain our energy for much longer than they need to. Often it's the fear of failure that is the most draining. If you are feeling Oh my God, I need my glasses. If you are feeling outsmarted or outjousted, remember that one chapter does not define you. Wins and losses are both part of the human experience, and the keys to self-improvement lie dormant inside the difficulties. Ooh. The key to self-improvement is within the difficulties. Within the very things we attempt to avoid at all costs is where our keys, our growth, our self-awareness, our self-improvement lies. Boost your consciousness, upgrade your skills, and build on this experience. So take whatever you are currently going through. Maybe you're on that lost side. Maybe someone else has won and you've lost, but you haven't lost everything. What can you learn from what you are experiencing right now? Okay, Five of Swords. I think we spent enough time on that. It felt like there were multiple messages coming through from that card, which is usually the case with the first card we pull for the week, because that usually sets the theme for us. Let me get my screen where I can see you all. All right, second card. Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is walking away, and I always see it as walking away from unfinished business. So you can kind of maybe interpret that from this visual depiction, just because it looks like those cups just spilled over. The liquid is still running down, hasn't fully left the situation. So there's still something going on behind her, and still she's like, fuck this shit, I'm done. I'm done. Are you done? What are you done with in your life? And this is that stubbornness. That's where it's coming from. The insistence that you see something through to its end, even when your presence is no longer required. If you've been looking for a sign, Spirit is saying right now in my ear, this is about the signiest sign you're going to get in this moment. It is time for you to walk away from something. Is the walking away going to be temporary, going to be permanent? That's for you to decide. But what's not about to happen is you're gonna just stick around and stay in the situation, and somehow it's gonna get better. It is time for you to create some kind of separation between whatever has been plaguing you. Those are words from Spirit, not words from me. So maybe somebody out there is using that exact same internal world, saying something has been internal word, saying something has been plaguing me, because that's not a word or a phrase I would use. So again, if that word has resonance with you and your internal speech, then this message is definitely your sign. It's time to walk away from that thing. It needs some space. You need some rest. This is the Eight of Cups. So this is also about your emotional stability, probably your mental health as well. What do you need to put down and walk away from, even if it feels unfinished? Even if you feel like there's some responsibility that you haven't met with this situation. Is it a temporary walking away just to give you some space to breathe and refocus, reset yourself? Maybe. Is it more permanent? Maybe. How will I know, Valorie? As soon as you get your ass up and walk away, because you're too close to it right now to be able to make that determination. You need that space. You need that distance. And then you'll be able to better judge, is this temporary? Is this permanent? Right now, you're too close to it. You can't make that decision right now. So give yourself some space from whatever that thing is, walk away from it, and then decide if it's permanent or temporary. What's up next? The Devil card. Look, isn't this a nice Devil card? It doesn't look foreboding or mysterious or angry at all. The Devil. And the Devil is a picture of a young lady looking into the mirror. I would love to hear what your interpretations are on this over in chat. I'm going to go to Nicole, actually, since I've got her on deck, and she's really, really good with tarot. From this card, what you know about the Devil, and from this depiction, I would love to hear your interpretation for the group.
Okay. Put me on the spot, Val.
I know. Yup.
No, but like right away when you brought that up, the very first thing that came to me was looking at self and looking at what you're doing to hold yourself in that space. What are you doing to hold yourself in this darkness? What do you need to see about yourself to release that and to move into that light and into whatever it is that you have been desiring? Because there's a little bit of like too hard of a focus, but yet there's also like the play that needs to be there. So I just feel like she's contemplating, she's there, she's being held, but she's being held by her own thoughts and her own self. And she needs to see that light and see that love and see that wonder inside of her and release those shackles around her. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. I love that. Can y'all hear the background noise? I hope not. Is it loud?
No,
Okay,
did not.
perfect, perfect. That makes perfect sense. And yes, I do believe it's very much a time. I did not put, I've got the Light Seers deck right here, and the Devil card from the Light Seers deck is drastically different than this one. So I do believe specifically led by the divine to pull this card. And I do believe this week is definitely about looking within and checking yourself. That mirror reflection in relation to the meanings of the Devil card. I love that interpretation. Thank you so much for that. All right, and that's also major arcana. So that's all areas of our life. How can all of these areas of our life benefit from the message that came through of the Devil? What do you need to look at? Where can you invite more fun in? Where can you see how you are restricting and holding yourself back? That is one of the Devil card. The Devil always comes across in tarot as a representation of restriction, being held back, temptation, all of those things. But no matter what deck I go to, the Devil always speaks to the individuals who feel those things. I'm being restricted. I'm being blocked. Something is keeping me back. And the Devil always says, it's not me, it's you. I am willing to be the representation for you, for humankind, but it's never been me. It's been the stories you've told about me. It's been the stories you've told about yourself. It's always been you that's been holding yourself back. And so that is excellent. How can I look in the mirror and find more ways that I'm holding myself back and unchain myself? All right. And when I do finally see the light and unchain myself and find those keys and drop those shackles off my legs and I move forth, what do I have to look forward to, Spirit? Birth, renewal, optimism, leaps of faith, trusting yourself more, new beginnings, the Fool card, all of the greatness that you've been asking for is on the other side of your self-imposed limitations. You want a fresh start? You want a fresh start? It's up to you. Spirit is not holding back the goods from you. Spirit is not blocking you. The universe is not blocking you. The universe is not saying you're not good enough and you have to jump through a few more hoops before you get those things you want. Those are the stories we tell ourselves when we can't figure out how to get to the things we want. We start telling ourselves something out there is blocking us. Spirit right now is saying you have this energy available at any time to trust fully in your ability to move forward, to trust fully that you are supported, to trust fully that you can figure it out no matter what comes your way. Be optimistic, be trusting, be adventurous, start that new thing. That's the message of the Fool. Very interesting that we have two major arcana back to back. The Devil and the Fool, all areas of our life are going to be affected if we can heed these messages and apply this insight. And then, I like this. And then we have the Ace of Cups. This makes so much, okay. Ace of Cups is one cup, but you see how many cups are here in her background, pictured all around her? Oh, do we have 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We do have 7. Anyway, so many cups overflowing. Ace of Cups represents new beginnings. So right in line with the Fool, we have this Ace of Cups. But I find it interesting that it comes after we walked away from this. We had all those cups that spilled, all of those years, maybe months, maybe a lifetime we spent trying to do something that was not in alignment. And we finally started getting our life right, finally started figuring out what alignment was, finally started walking on our path. And now we've got all of these things that are maybe leaving our life, that maybe we have decided to leave behind, even if they feel unfinished. We're walking away from them. And Spirit says, never fear. I mean, this is a week spread. Before the end of the week, I'm going to be filling your cup back up. But I'm not going to fill these cups. Spirit is telling you right now, I am not going to keep pouring into these cups that you keep knocking over. It's pointless. But I will fill these cups once you get out of your way. Once you decide what you want, I will fill the cups that are serving you, the cups that you've truly been asking for, the cups that are going to put a smile on your face. I'll fill those cups. Ace of Cups, fresh start, new beginning. Bring a fresh, empty cup for Spirit to pour into. And when Spirit pours into it, Spirit pours into it. You don't have to worry that what you are walking away from is going to put you in detriment, is going to put you at a loss, is going to put you behind. Because Spirit is saying, if you would, for the love of God, if you would just let go of those things, I'm going to give you something else. I'm going to give you what you've been asking for. I'm going to fill it up so that it is overflowing in your life. Within the membership, we've been talking about amplifying and overflow and living in the surplus, not in the just enough. And so this is another message from Spirit saying, you all have been doing just enough for too long. It's time to step into the overflow. It's time to step into the abundance. It's time to step into those things that you call dreams and wishes fulfilled. It's time to start living that life. How do we do it? How do we get there? We look ourselves in the mirror and we get rid of the stories that are holding ourselves back. And we say, yes, I'm ready to trust. I'm ready to take that leap. I'm ready to believe in myself again, first and foremost. And then, the universe can jump in and help out too. And when we take that standpoint, overflow. New beginnings, but overflow. Ooh, I love that message so much. Those last two cards, the Fool and the Ace of Cups, really lined up for me. I love it. All right. Ooh, I'm glad you are safe, Michelle. I heard there was a lot of tornadoes in unexpected areas. Somebody put over in the chat that they were close to that area. I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad you're here with us today. All right, so that's the tarot cards. Pretty sure the activation is going to be about shedding and getting ready for that Ace of Cups moment and getting ready for that overflow. I feel like that's the same thing we activated last week. Maybe a different little nuance will come through from the Oracle cards, but I'm ready. I'm ready. I'll activate it as many times as we need to activate it until we're all living in the overflow. Until we're doing these Magical Monday manifestations from destinations. One week it'll be on Nicole's yacht. The next week it'll be in Tina's mansion. After that, it'll be on Michelle's 15,000 acres. We'll all be in overflow. Okay, the next oracle, or the next card I'm going to go to is from an oracle deck called Goddesses and Sirens. Some of that divine feminine receiving energy. Ooh, and we have Sirens. Temptation. Same vibe as the Devil card. The Devil card is about temptation too. Sirens, temptation. Let's see. What is the message? Sirens, temptation. I really should have grabbed my glasses, y'all. But I didn't. You may be tempted to stray away from your goal or intention. You may receive an offer that is difficult to refuse. This is just the italicized keywords. Do not underestimate your ability to attract people to your cause. All right. And here's the message. A little background about the sirens, just to refresh your memory. The sirens were originally three young companions of the goddess Persephone. They played games with Persephone and sang to her with their sweet voices until she disappeared. Frightened and unsure exactly what happened, they were enlisted by Persephone's grieving mother, Demeter, who gave them wings and the bodies of birds so that they could travel around the world more easily to look for their friend. Across the world they flew, but they could not find her. Eventually, they forgot their mission and made their home on the flowery island of a word I cannot say. And then it says, there's a couple of different versions, but basically, the sirens began singing songs. Let's see. Others depict the sirens as mermaid-like with tails. The word siren has come to mean a woman who is extremely tempting or one who draws men irresistibly towards her. Well, I need to put that after my name, Valorie the Siren. If I say it, will it make it true? Maybe I won't be single. All right. So that's a little bit about what it is. Here's what we need to know about the message for today. The sirens come calling to herald a temptation. This can be a warning indicating that something is too good to be true, or a positive call to follow your heart. I can absolutely unequivocally tell you that spirit is in my ear right now saying this is a positive call to follow your heart. And it lines up very much with the devil card in tarot, which we already pulled earlier. Many of us feel bored with our lives at times, trapped in doing what we have to do day to day instead of what we want to do. Anybody feeling that? To feel such a strong, sudden attraction towards something can in fact be a positive pull towards our true purpose. So it's talking about when you're sitting at the office and you're 2 hours into your shift and you got 5 hours left, I don't know, 7 hours, something like that, 5 hours left. And all of a sudden you cannot help going to online, even though you know you're not supposed to be on the computers at work, but you're going online and you're starting to research some entrepreneurial idea because you just can't not. It's like so exciting to you. That's what it's talking about. It's talking about these calls, these positive pulls towards our true purpose, even when we might still be entangled and entrapped in something that's draining our soul. Y'all know what that feels like because you keep denying it. You keep telling yourself, not now. I don't have time. I've got to do this one thing that I said I was going to do, whatever that one thing is. This is your call to follow the sirens. The sirens are leading you where spirit wants you to go. Feeling inspired toward our purpose gets us there faster. Following a siren, in this case, leads us to growth and joy. I love that. Love that message. Very much for me, lined up with the message of the devil card and also lined up with the bigger message of get out of your own way. Let go of those things that aren't serving you and start following your heart, your passion, your intuition, your inspiration. Y'all, I can tell you because I've walked it, because I've lived it. We ask and we ask and we ask and we have these blinders on for what we think it's going to look like. Give me a new job. Give me a new job. Give me a new job. This is my story. Give me a new job. Give me one that plays really good. Give me one that pays really good and has really good benefits. Give me one that pays really good, has really good benefits, and doesn't drive me fucking insane, that I can show up to every day and feel happy. A job. And you know what? Them blinders kept me from seeing that I was not meant to have a job. I was meant to be an entrepreneur. I was meant to try many different business ventures and eventually land on being a spiritual practitioner. Who would have thought? Spirit, in my moment when I was at that job and asking for a better job and I had my blinders on, how did spirit get through to me? Inspiration, creativity, those thoughts that I just couldn't stop thinking, That's how Spirit is trying to get to you as well. It's the song of the siren that you hear that says, leave this tried and true path and follow something that you don't even know where that sound is coming from, but it's just so beautiful. I can't not follow it. That's a lot of fear. Guess who helps us get over that fear? The Fool card that we pulled. Trust, trusting, confidence, that full new beginnings. This is all about pointing us, asking us. Spirit is asking you, how long are you going to keep playing small? How long are you going to keep accepting just enough and just getting by? How long is paycheck to paycheck going to work for you? How long is a good enough love, not an extraordinary love, going to work for you? How long is I paid my bills and I'm not in debt, but I still can't afford those red bottoms or that trip, going to work for you? Because Spirit is saying, I have heard you. Things are shifting. It's easier now than ever before because collective, energetic, frequency, vibrational waves, droves, millions of you are all asking for the same thing. How can I create a life I want? And we weren't all asking for this, not in mass, not over time, but we now all are. So you've got all of that energy behind you, your ancestors, you, this generation, the generation younger than us. Oh my God, the generation younger than us. All of that asking and all of that energy. It's time to catch the wave. It's easier now than it has been. And you've got so many helpers, so many people who are out in the open walking this path instead of behind closed doors, scared of being burned at the stake. Spirit is saying, now is the time. Now is the time. If there ever was a time, now is the time. How easy can we make it? How many times do I have to tell you this is Spirit? How many times do I have to tell you? Follow your bliss. It's the same. It's the same thing we told the Neanderthals, and it's the same thing we're telling you. The message doesn't change. The restrictions we put upon ourselves as humans, the complexity that we layer on top of following those directions, that changes. That's societal, that's generational. That changes. So we've had a lot to clear off and scrape away so that we could get back to that tried and true, same as always message. Follow your bliss, follow your excitement, follow your path of greatest joy. The message has not changed since the beginning of human history. We just have more difficult ways of getting to the message and actually following and implementing the message. And now Spirit is like, let us make it easy for you. The message hasn't changed, but let us make it easier for you. Let us show you, looking in that mirror, where society, where generational impact, where your own stories have been holding you back so that you can get rid of them. Because prior generations, I don't think had the clarity that we've had. I don't think self-awareness was even a thing for a long time. So if self-awareness wasn't even a thing, how the hell were they going to figure out what was holding them back? But now we can. Now we can. All right. Let's see. Where are we at on time? We're doing pretty good. The deck I want to go to next is Alana Fairchild's Sacred Rebels. These are very, very long oracle card readings. I do not think I will be reading the whole thing unless we get a really juicy one. And by long, I mean we've got 2-3 pages for just one oracle card. So I will be paraphrasing, but let's see what card we have. Magical Monday manifestation, and we got spirals of manifestation. Spirit, I love it when you line us up with messages. Card number 18. Spirals of manifestation. Couldn't have picked a better card for Magical Monday. What's the message, Spirit? What do you really want us to know about clarity, support, and guidance on our path? The creative, rebellious path of love moves in spirals. It is not linear. Sometimes our mind decides that the way forward is to take clear steps from one point to the next logical point. However, there is a genius within that can guide us on an alternative route. If there is an unnecessary pothole or delay in the typical linear path of progression, and the curved loop in the path will be quicker, more fun, and more beautiful, then why not allow yourself to be guided to that path? That's that song of the siren. Okay, I just had a duh moment. Remember when I said Spirit is going to say this a couple of different ways to make sure we hear it? I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again in different ways. And I almost caught myself, and then I was like, oh, wait, that's what Spirit said we were going to do today. Okay. All right, so I'm going to carry on. I'm going to say it this way. Let's see, where are we at? Why not allow yourself to be guided to that path? And then it says, this can happen through trust, that full card, and wisdom, rather than rigid adherence to what on the surface appears to be logical progression. That's having those blinders on. You are in the midst of a spiral of manifestation. Who? You are. Claim it. I want y'all to claim it. I'm in the midst of a spiral of manifestation. If you claim that statement for yourself, because Spirit just told us, I want to see it over in chat. Just say, I claim it. Something is coming into being, even if you think it is further away than ever before. How amazing it will seem when what you have been dreaming of falls into place. Suddenly, what you have been thinking of creating will plunk into your reality, seemingly out of nowhere, because it was just around the bend, just out of view on the spiral of manifestation, and you could not see it coming. In truth, it was coming to you all along. Yes. I guess I am reading the whole thing because this is good. This oracle has a message for you. Sometimes when we feel the furthest away from what we want, we are actually closer than ever before because we're on that spiral path. Just one turn on the spiral loop of creation can see your manifestation taking root in the world. You must hold true to your faith and keep working on your progress. Forget about believing it when you are seeing it. Any old soul or young soul can do that. You are a bigger, braver, more ancient soul. You have enough chutzpah to believe it so that you can see it. Bigger and brighter. Do not give in to those that tell you that it should have happened already or that you have failed. And I'm going to tell you what, 90% of those that tell you it should have happened already is the voice inside your own damn head. Look in the mirror. Yes, we have friends, and yes, we have people, and yes, we have society telling us that. But the voice inside your head saying, I should have been here by now, I should have already accomplished that, it's louder than all of those voices and more powerful and will keep you stuck in place if you decide to listen to it. They are just suffering from a lack of patience and understanding, as well as an arrogant assumption that their notion of timing is somehow superior to the greater divine timing at play in life. Be in goodwill with yourself and the universe. All is unfolding perfectly, whether you feel it right now or not. This oracle also brings a message to you about the perfect synchronicities that are taking place in your life. You may have started to notice these already. This reading might be a synchronicity for you. When we live from the heart, honor our creative center, and choose unlikely but lovingly rebellious ways to be in the world. When we choose unlikely but lovingly rebellious ways to be in this world, we will begin to notice synchronicities every day. It is as though the universe is speaking to us intimately on all matters, which of course it is. This oracle reminds you that there is no point in rushing to the bus stop. If you are way too early, you are just wasting your time there. Better to live your life at a more appropriate pace and get there at the right time. You don't need the anxiety that comes from rushing towards your destiny. Oh, anybody got problems with anxiety? Yes, me, please. Try not to worry quite so much about your future. You will attract what you want and need so much more enjoyably if you relax and deal with the here and now. Ding, ding, ding. Remember too that and let me tell y'all, on my path, I said I've been for months, I've been working on the relaxing and being in the here and now. And it is a complete rewiring of my nervous system. So be patient with yourself if you're working on that too. Remember too that your life path is unfolding in harmony with the path of others. You will meet each other for the greatest benefit when you trust in the flow of the one great creative spiral upon which this galaxy spins. Everything is ultimately in harmony with everything else to fulfill the great, big, creative intent of the supreme creative force of love. You're included in that. Lucky you. All right. The healing process is really short, so I'm going to read that too. Say out loud. Spirals of creation, spirals of light. You bring my manifestation to life. I trust in your wisdom and in your grace. Help me be wise and keep the faith. And repeat that as needed. I really like that card. Spirals of manifestation. What a perfect card for magical money manifestation. And I feel like it's saying the same thing again. You're closer than you think. Don't give up now. Keep going. Stay the course. Stay focused. Take down those blinders. Allow yourself to see what spirit is showing you and trust in the divine synchronicity of the universe and in what you've been asking for. All right, we're going to move into one card pulls for participants here today. I only see a couple of people on camera, so if you are interested, you do not have to come on camera, but if you're interested in receiving a one card pull, please put it over in the chat. And I will start picking from those who are wanting to receive. Daryl, good to see you this morning. I'm going to go ahead and give you a one card pull.
Well, thank you.
Let's see. What does Daryl need to know this morning? The Knight of Cups. The Knights are the actionaries, so it's asking you to move into action. Cups is water energy. Cups is our emotions. The Cups is also water energy, deals with our spiritual and psychic gifts as well. The Knight of Cups is like the romancer of the Rico Suave, the romancer of the tarot deck. So maybe it's asking you to be more romantic, but it's more in practical terms, but it's more about falling back in love with your life, romanticizing your life. If you had to write a romance novel about your life, how would that sound? What kind of words would you use to describe it? And then the action part of it is definitely asking, this is more about psychic abilities. This is more about your spirituality, your spiritual path, than about emotions. So there's something that's kind of been bubbling beneath the surface. Maybe it's a piece of advice that you're not sure if you can share, you're not sure, or maybe it's an intuitive hit if you're not sure about, but this is definitely spirit saying, take action, follow that thread, trust your intuition, trust that spiritual insight, and get into action about it. Don't keep overthinking it. It's time to move into action. So that's your message, Daryl.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yay!
Yes.
Good. Good. All right. Thank you. All right. Smiley, you're up next. One card pull for Smiley. So what does Smiley need to know? The Moon card. I pulled it in reverse though, and y'all know my cards don't usually shuffle that way. So we got the Moon card in reverse. How would I read that in reverse?
Yeah, how would you read that in reverse?
If I look at it this way, it looks to me, let me do it. Let me make sure everybody can see this card. If I look at it this way, and I sat with this card for just a minute, it looks like the moon is underwater. Can you see how the moon is underwater?
Yes.
And how she's kind of floating in the air. I'm getting like, it feels like she's trying to rescue the moon. Like the moon is underwater, which would be very traumatic for all earthlings if our moon suddenly plunged into one of our
Right.
oceans or rivers. But she seems so powerful. Like she's just like, let me just float over here and pull the moon out of the water and put it back in its place. Silly moon. So she's really, really powerful. What would it mean to rescue the moon for you? This is about rescuing yourself.
Yeah.
This is not about looking to outside sources to rescue you. This is saying you're powerful enough to rescue the moon. Of course, you're powerful enough to rescue yourself, but the moon is representing your emotions, those deep-seated emotions that it feels as if you kind of need a reprieve from. You kind of need a break from those deep feels. And this is saying, stop looking to outside sources to dull those feelings, to temper those feelings. You have the tools now. You can rescue yourself. You can deal with those emotions. You're strong enough to lift those strong emotions out of the depths of the ocean and put them back in their rightful place, which would be a light in the sky to guide you, not submerged, not drowning, but pulling it out of the water, putting it back in the sky. Now those deep emotions that maybe you shied away from before are now your guiding light through the darkness. So this is empowering you and saying you're ready to take control of your emotions and also to let those deeper emotions that sometimes we bury and shy away from, they're ready to start informing your path forward. They're ready to be a light in the sky instead of underwater.
Yeah. So put my gifts out there is basically what I got.
There you go. Yes. Yes. Love it. Thank you, Smiley. All right. Let's see. Who else? And where am I at on time? Oh, got some time. Christine, I'm coming to you. The Hermit. Man, all of these cards are about, in one way or another, it's about shining your light. Shining your light. This is about shining your light as well. The Hermit is known to be a wise person who is on top of a mountain holding a lantern, lighting their own path so they don't fall down the mountainside, but also holding that lantern up high enough that others can see it and find their way as well. The Hermit is often described as someone who just kind of is reclusive and closes in and goes into their own solitude situation. And yes, but no. This card for you is more about being that light for others. It's not necessarily about, the way I see it is you are walking your own path and you are holding the light for your path, but you're holding it up high enough that others can see it. So it's not like you're locking arms with these other people and you're showing them how to walk and you're mapping the things out. It's not like that. It's like, no, I'm doing my own thing. So that's where the Hermit comes in. I'm doing my own thing, but also I'm aware that there's others doing their own thing. And maybe I can show a little light so that they can find their way as well. So it is about doing your own thing, but it's also about being that light for others, not in a sense of you're mapping it out for them, but in a sense of, let me just show them that you can still be successful when you do your own thing. Christine, that message was for you. All right. Next, I'm going to go to, yes, being a lighthouse. Being a lighthouse. Being the lights. Next, I'm going to go to Nev. Oh, Nev, I thought I was going to pull a card, but yours jumped fucking out of the magician. The magician jumped out of the deck. Nev, I already know what this is about. Step into your power, step into your power, step into your power. There is nothing more powerful in this universe than the power of a focused intention. That was from Spirit. That wasn't me. But y'all can quote me on it. Give me the credit. I said it. All right. There is nothing more powerful in this universe than the power of focused intention. Nothing. I already know one of the big things you're working on bringing into this world Do not allow yourself to tell yourself stories about why it can't happen, because there is nothing more powerful in this universe than the power of focused intention. So the only thing Spirit wants you to ask yourself about these things that you are bringing into the world is, where is my attention focused? Is my attention focused on my intention, or is it focused on the opposite or focused somewhere else? Where is my attention focused? Because that's where your magician powers come from. That's where you're going to make those miracles. And I know you're going to make the miracles. All right, that one jumped out. Okay, that was Nev. Who was I going to next? Oh, I did Christine and Nev. And let's see, how much time do I have? Let's do Tina. What does Tina need to know? The Fool. We already pulled this card earlier, so this is a double message for you, Tina. It's time to take the leap. There's something that has been calling to you, and you have shied away from it for multiple reasons. This is your sign. This is 2 times the sign, because the other Fool card was also for you. This is time to trust yourself first and foremost, and then time to take the leap. But the leap is not a leap of faith per se. It's a leap because you trust yourself. You know that you're going to be caught. You know that you're going to land safely because you trust that. So it's not like you're just hoping for the best. It's like, no, I know the best is going to be my outcome because I've done all the work. There's still a little bit of hesitation around that. And this is Spirit's message to you to confirm you've done the work and it's time to move forward. Let go and just let. Yes, Angela. Okay. I think I want to do maybe one more. Going to do Bonnie. And please know that if you would like a full reading, if these little tidbits are just like, oh, I want to know more, you can always book. You can always book with me. And if you're in the Denver area, I'll be in your town. I'll be in your town this weekend, so you can come by to the Stanley Marketplace Metaphysical Fair and get a reading from me in person. But here is your reading: the 7 of Swords, thoughts, deception. 7 of Swords is often the meaning of deception. Look, she put the moon back in the sky for you already. But the 7 of Swords is often talking about some deception. This is you deceiving yourself. But this is you. No, it's not. Okay, this is a full-on message from Spirit. It's not you deceiving yourself. It's you. Okay, the situation has something to do with someone else. I'm getting that clearly. And the someone else could be an actual person, or it could be an entity like a job or a situation and experience. So this situation has to do with someone else. And the deception is the story as you understand it to be, or even as it was told to you, is not complete. So it's not like a purposeful deception, but it's like there's pieces of the truth missing, which makes your story a little bit skewed about what's going on. So that card is coming up as Spirit saying to you, don't leap on your personal understanding and take action on your personal understanding yet, because there's still a few key pieces of what is going on that you are not aware of. And it feels like that could be due to the outside party, maybe not sharing the full thing. It doesn't feel like this intentional deception is at play, but it just feels like communication An open communication would benefit both sides in this situation, because there's some pieces that you don't know or understand, and there's also some pieces that they don't know or understand, and that's what's causing the rift. All right. I think that's going to do it for our individual reads. I do want to let you know I sent out an email, so be on the lookout for an email today. If you're on my mailing list, tells you all about my Denver visit. But let's go ahead and do the activation. And this is going to be about letting go of those things that have been holding us back and opening up to receive. So it's that 8 of Cups walking away, and it's that Ace of Cups, so we can allow all of our cups to be filled back up with the good stuff. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Smiley. All right, so this is just a visualization. If you feel comfortable with closing your eyes, feel free to do that. If not, you can just imagine like I'm reading a story and you're sitting on the carpet in the kindergarten class, and you're just letting your imagination run wild with this visualization. So I want you to imagine that you have this goal, this dream of what your life should look like. And it's been with you for a very, very long time, since you were a little kid. And this dream of what your life looks like is represented by this golden goblet that you're holding with both hands. It's golden goblet, and you've been holding it since you were a little kid. And it started out empty, but you slowly started pouring in little drops of your dream life, your dream job, where you would live when you grew up, what you would look like when you grew up, how tall you would be, all of these things over your lifetime. And now you're an adult, and you look into this cup, and it's full all the way to the brim with every wish you ever had, all the way back to the toy cars and the Barbies you wanted as a kid, all the way up to the wishes you have about the actual cars you want to drive and the houses you want to live in today. All of that is in this cup. Now, as you look into this cup, the water, the liquid, is not clear. It's murky. It's got some bits of debris floating in it. It looks old, looks like old ancient water. And some of it looks kind of okay, but most of it looks gross. And you don't want all of these things anymore. You don't have a need for a toy truck or a Barbie anymore. So it's got some old stuff in there that you don't even want anymore. It's time to empty that cup out so that you can fill it back up with the things that you want right here, right now, today. So go ahead and pour that water out. Pour it out onto the earth. Mother Earth is taking it back. All of your wishes, everything. It's being grounded back into, recycled. And now sit with that empty cup right now, right here. Let go of any dreams you've ever had, responsibilities, obligations, things that you think you have to finish out and see to the end. All of that has been poured out. Your cup is empty. What do you want to go back into that cup right now, in this moment? Doesn't have to make sense. Please don't play small. What can you fill that cup up with? Put that cup up to the heavens, and you see the divine pouring down into that cup, filling that cup faster than you ever imagined it could fill up. And it's starting to overflow, and it's starting to run out the edge of the cup and down your arms and on your hands. And this is Spirit saying yes. Yes to you right now, today. But the only way it can happen is if you pour out all of that old, stagnant, stale water first, to allow for your right now, here today manifestations to be poured in. So receive that from Spirit. And know that you can do this every day. You can reset your cup every day. You can sit that cup down if it feels too small and pick up a bigger cup. Maybe you're still walking around with the toddler tumbler. There's not enough room in there for your big adult dreams. Allow that cup to fill up and know that that is yours. Spirit has filled your cup with your manifestations, your wisdom, your insight, your next steps. Hold that cup. Feel that inspiration, feel that insight, feel that wisdom. That's the energy that's going to move you forward. That's the momentum you've been asking for. That's the support you've been asking for. You didn't feel it before because you didn't have room for it before. But you can feel it now. It's in your hands, it's in your cup, and Spirit is going to continue to pour that out to you. So take that energy, knowing that you are supported, knowing that you are being guided, and feel into that energy as much as you need to as you go through the rest of your week. Hold that cup up to the heavens as many times as you need to, asking Spirit to refill it with what you want. And that's the energy that we manifest from the overflow, from the new, from the now, from the right here. This is what I need today. That's the energy we manifest from. All right. Thank you all so much. This has been wonderful as always. And I hope to see you back. Oh, not next Monday. Next Monday, I will still be traveling. So I will see you back here in 2 weeks. Thanks, everyone. Bye.